Hey Bills Mafia, welcome back to the channel where we break down everything you need to know about your Buffalo Bills. The team is always looking to improve, and with the 2025 NFL Draft right around the corner, it looks like Brandon Beane is cooking up some serious trade scenarios. But before we get into the latest rumors and insider info, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us keep bringing you the best Bills coverage out there. And with the draft just weeks away, the Buffalo Bills are finalizing their strategies. And according to ESPN's Phil Yates, they could be making some major moves. In his latest two-round mock draft, Yates predicts that the Bills will strike deals with both the New England Patriots and the New York Giants to shake up their draft position. The Bills currently hold the number 30 pick in the first round, but Yates sees them trading that selection to the Patriots, who are eager to move back into the first round. New England, in desperate need of offensive line help, would use the pick to select Oregon offensive tackle Josh Connolly Jr. In return, Buffalo would receive the Patriots' second rounder, num 38, and a third rounder, num 77, while also sending a fourth rounder, number 109, back to New England, but the Bills wouldn't stop there. Instead of sitting tight with the number 38 pick, Yates projects that they would trade back up to number 34 with the Giants. In this scenario, Buffalo would send the number 38 selection and a fourth rounder, num 132, to New York, allowing them to draft him. Michigan defensive tackle Kenneth Grant. This move would bolster Buffalo's defensive line depth, a key area of need after some off-season departures. For the Giants, the trade makes sense as they look to stockpile picks and strengthen their offensive line with Alabama's Tyler Booker. As for the Bills, they come away with extra draft capital while still landing a top-tier defensive prospect. It's a win-win scenario for all three teams involved. Now, let's switch gears and talk about one of the biggest off-season storylines, James Cook's contract situation. If you've been following the saga, you know that negotiations between the Bills and their star running back have been rocky at best. Recently, things took an unexpected turn when reports surfaced that Cook has listed his Orchard Park home for sale. Photos of the listing even show game balls and framed jerseys, making it clear that this isn't just a random property flip. This could be a sign that Cook is preparing for life outside of Buffalo. This news comes on the heels of general manager Brandon Beane's comments at the NFL annual league meetings. When asked about Cook's contract, Beane made it clear that talks had stalled. His reps have put it out there that we did talk, so that's not anything new. It didn't lead to anything as far as closing in on a deal, so we moved on to the guys that we were all on the same page with. I don't see us getting something done anytime soon. We're on to the draft. However, Beane did leave the door open for a potential deal before. Cook becomes a free agent in 2026. Just because we don't get something done this year doesn't mean we can't get something done before he's a free agent. Cook is reportedly seeking a contract worth $15 million per season, which would make him the third highest paid running back in the NFL behind Saquon Barkley and Christian McCaffrey. The Bills, however, have been reluctant to meet those demands, especially considering the position's declining market value. But let's be real. Cook has been a major factor in Buffalo's offensive success. Last season, he rushed for over 1,000 yards and led the league with 16 rushing touchdowns. He also contributed in the passing game, adding 258 receiving yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. If he puts up similar numbers in 2025, he could force Buffalo's hand into making a deal. The question now is, should the Bills pay up, or are they better off moving on and finding a replacement in a draft or free agency? Let us know in the comments below. One of the biggest questions heading into the draft is whether the Bills will target a wide receiver to help replace the production lost after trading Stephon Diggs. Buffalo has a solid group of pass catchers, but let's be honest, there's still a glaring need for a true playmaker. The front office has been aggressive in the past when it comes to acquiring talent, and it wouldn't be a surprise if they pull off a move to land a top receiver in this year's draft. One name that has surfaced in discussions is Texas wideout Matthew Golden. ESPN analyst Aaron Schatz has even compared Golden to Curtis Samuel, a player the Bills recently signed to a 2-year, $24 million deal. Could Golden be Buffalo's long-term solution at receiver? Schatz recently broke down why Golden is such an intriguing prospect. He ranks third among receivers in playmaker score, which evaluates a player's impact based on college production and athletic metrics. Golden's numbers are solid: 58 catches, 987 yards, and 9 touchdowns last season for Texas. While those aren't eye-popping stats, it's important to consider the context. Texas had one of the most pass-heavy offenses in the nation, throwing the ball 541 times, the fourth most in college football. But what really sets Golden apart? Speed. The guy ran a blistering 4.2 29-second 40-yard dash at the NFL Combine, the fastest among all receivers this year. That kind of speed could make him a dangerous deep threat for Josh Allen. The Curtis Samuel comparison makes sense in several ways. Both players are explosive with the ball in their hands, both can line up in multiple spots on the field, and both possess game-breaking speed. However, there are key differences. Samuel is already a proven NFL talent, and while he signed a 2-year deal with Buffalo, he's not necessarily a long-term piece of the offense. Golden, on the other hand, would be a cost-effective option for at least 4 or 5 years under a rookie contract, giving the Bills flexibility in roster building. As much as fans might love the idea of Golden in a Bills uniform, there's a real question of whether he'll still be available when Buffalo is on the clock. The Bills currently hold the number 30 overall pick, but with Golden stock rising, he may be off the board before then. This means Buffalo would either have to trade up or hope for a draft day slide. General manager Brandon Beane has never been afraid to make bold moves on draft night. We've seen him trade up for Josh Allen, Dalton Kincaid, and Kaya Elam in recent years. If Beane and head coach Sean McDermott view Golden as a missing piece in the offense, they may be willing to package picks to move up and grab him. But what if Golden is gone before Buffalo picks? There are still plenty of other talented receivers. Who could be available at number 30 or even in the second round? Names like Emeka Egbuka, Ohio State, Xavier Legette, South Carolina, and Malachi Corley, Western Kentucky, could all be potential targets if Golden isn't an option. One of the reasons the Bills might be so focused on adding a receiver in this draft is to build a sustainable offense for years to come. With Stephon Diggs gone, the Bills need to ensure that Josh Allen has reliable weapons. Khalil Shakir has shown promise, but he's not yet a number 1 option. Curtis Samuel adds versatility, but he's only under contract for 2 years. Drafting a high upside receiver like Golden would give Buffalo a long-term playmaker to grow with Allen and help keep this offense among the league's best. The AFC is loaded with offensive firepower. If Buffalo wants to compete with teams like the Kansas City Chiefs, Baltimore Ravens, and Cincinnati Bengals, they need to keep pace on offense. Drafting a receiver who can make an immediate impact while also providing long-term stability would be a smart move. With the draft approaching, Buffalo's front office is making strategic moves to build a Super Bowl caliber roster, trading down. And then backup could give the Bills the best of both worlds: extra picks and a potential defensive game changer in Kenneth Grant. Meanwhile, the James Cook saga adds another layer of intrigue to this offseason. Will the Bills eventually meet his contract demands, or is his time in Buffalo coming to an end? One thing's for sure, this team isn't done making moves just yet. So, what do you think, Bills Mafia? Do you like the idea of trading with the Patriots and Giants to secure more draft capital? Should the team extend Cook, or is it time to look for a new running back? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more exclusive Bills content. That's all for today, folks. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Bills!